Number one, massive red flag when you're courting for marriage and in golly dating. Because, of course, as y'all know, this is a Christian channel. And we promote the kingdom of heaven up in this channel. We don't promote dating the world's way. Now, for y'all to understand, right? There's a lot of things to look for when you're courting someone for marriage, right? There's a lot of things you have to pay attention for. You gotta read this person's character. You gotta use the discernment that God gave you, right? So there's numerous factors that comes into this. Because understand is that dating is something that's serious. You know, when you date, when you're doing godly dating, when you're courting someone for marriage, this is something that's serious, right? You have to understand is that you have to pay attention to certain flags. You have to pay attention to certain traits and red flags, I should say. And one of the main things to look for. One of the massive things a lot of people, they get themselves in, and oftentimes they find themselves in trouble, or at least to their demise. What y'all have to understand, right, is that when you're courting someone for marriage, of course, you need someone who's serious, especially with you being a Christian. You need someone who's looking for the same thing that you're looking for, marriage, and doing it God's way. You know, no fornication, no touching, keeping everything clean, and doing it how God designed it to be done, right? But you have to understand this, right? Since we're doing this God's way, one of the main things, the number one massive red flag that a lot of people end up doing is they end up wasting their time with another person. And I'll reword this another way. People, they end up wasting their time with someone who does not want to commit. Understand this, yo. I see this so many times with many people in the world, and I've even seen it with some Christians, right? And this is why some people, they get their hearts broken. This is why some people, they end up depressed, sad, with anxiety, and oftentimes they can't even get married or even court someone for marriage anymore because they get so hurt from what happened to them in the past. A lot of times they have trauma. So what is that, right? This deals in the fact that there was a pastor who said this. I'm going to rephrase it. Actually, there was a pastor who said this. The commitment of the uncommitted. This was spoken by Pastor Stephen Darby, right? The commitment of the uncommitted. You have to understand, right, is that there's people out there, and sometimes the enemy will even send these people your way. Especially when he knows you're a child of God who's looking for something serious. Who's looking for something long-term like marriage, right? The enemy will send some your way who will try to waste your time and slow down your purpose. He will send people your way who will try to slow you down in your walk with God. People who try to slow you down in accomplishing things like marriage, right? And you see this happen to so many people. Man and woman get to know each other, right? 1 year goes by, no commitment. 2 years goes by, no commitment. 3 years go by, no commitment. 4 years go by, no commitment. And for y'all who are courting people for marriage, you gotta start to weed these people out. Because when you get to know people, you gotta ask them what are they looking for, what is their end-term goal, how fast, and when what's the timeline of getting married. Because the problem is too many people, they waste their time with people now. They waste their time with people who are not serious. You're sitting there with a man as a woman, right? You're sitting there with this man. He never talked about commitment. He never talked about when he's gonna marry you. This guy could sit there and waste your time. You could sit there with that guy for 7 years with no commitment. I've seen this before. And 7 years of your life goes by and the guy could get up and leave at any moment. I've seen men do women like that. They be together for so long. They even have kids together. Then all of a sudden the guy just gets up and leaves. He just leaves her with the children. Because to him, all he gotta do is pay child support and he could go live his life. While the woman gotta babysit the kid, have all responsibility. And a lot of times she gotta sometimes slow her life down. Because she now has to take care of her kid by herself. But you see, no commitment. That's what y'all gotta pay attention to that red flag. Commitment. I'll say again, commitment. You need people who are gonna commit to you, who have a timeline of getting married. Do not court someone for marriage if they're not serious, if they have no timeline. If you ask a person like, hey, since we're getting to know each other, I'm looking for something serious. Like, what are your thoughts on marriage? Like, when do you think you could, if you're in a relationship with someone, when do you think you would marry them? If the man can't give an answer, if the woman can't give an answer, Pay attention to that, because that's a massive red flag right there. Because if you're looking for something serious like you claim, then you should have a timeline of something. At least have a general idea. Me personally, for marriage, I always believe that within 1 year, people should have to, at least be engaged. Because it doesn't take that long to know somebody. I mean, how long y'all gonna get to know each other? For 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Next, years go by. You're gonna waste your time. Next, this guy might not even like you no more. This woman might not even like you no more. You get hurt, you feel traumatized, and you just wasted 5, 10, 15 years of your life. And then, what makes it worse if you even have kids with that person. Because if you have kids with that person, now, you just wait. Not only did you waste time, but now you had kids for a person who never even took you serious. You're a woman, you had kids with a man who didn't even want to make you his wife. You're a woman, you had kids with this guy, and he didn't even care about you. You're a guy, you had kids with this woman, she was not even serious. Y'all gotta pay more attention, man. Cause I see this happen to people in the world. Y'all keep getting with these people who are not committed, who are not serious. Guys who just gonna waste your time. Girls who just gonna waste your time. You be in a relationship with them for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Still no sign of commitment. Still no talk about commitment. Y'all both just sitting there just wasting each other's time. When is it gonna come? It don't take that long, y'all, for someone to commit. It really don't. It don't take that long for two people to say, hey, I'm ready to marry. When can we commit to each other? Let's get to know each other more. Let's commit. You meet somebody, hey, since we're getting to know each other within 1 year, I'm looking for something serious. So within 1 year, I had to get married. When you have all those questions, you get to weed a lot of people who are not serious out. Because the thing about it is, the enemy, he'll try to slow you down in your purpose. He'll try to slow you down in your walk with God. He'll try to slow you down in life. Try to slow you down in accomplishing your dreams and goals. Because Satan, he's looking to destroy people. He's looking to slow people down as much as he can. So if the enemy could catch you and have you waste your years, especially on someone who is not even the real blessing from God, because let's be honest, yo. A real blessing from God, they're going to be serious. They're not going, when God has someone for you, it's going to work because it's ordained by God. God not going to put you with somebody who's going to waste your time and run off and leave you, right? God going to put you with someone who's going to love you for you and who's going to take you serious, who's going to want to make you his wife or make you his husband if you're a woman, right? But the thing is, y'all got to pay attention to this. This is a massive red flag. Y'all got to really pay attention when you're courting people for marriage. All these people, they just be wasting your time. Y'all be with them for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. Y'all gotta think, man. You gotta think. A lot of people nowadays are time wasters. I did a video on this, I believe, last year. You got a lot of time wasters out there. And the enemy will send them your way. They'll send your way just to waste your time. Sending your way just to slow you down. Be smart, y'all. Be wise, because Satan, he's looking to destroy a lot of people's lives. And unfortunately, there's been men and women who have gotten with the wrong person. And unfortunately for a lot of them, it ended up costing them their life. And I pray that's not none of y'all, but we people gotta pay more attention. They gotta think. You gotta think. You gotta read things. You've been with this person, you courting them for marriage, you're not even talking about commitment after even a few months. They not even talking about marriage or idea of marriage. You gotta really pay attention to that person. That's the type of person to where they'll just get up and leave you. They'll get up, they'll be intimate with you, they'll have kids, and next thing you know, they'll just get up and leave you any minute. Because there's no commitment. Understand this, y'all. I'm not saying a person still can't divorce you and just leave, but it's much harder. Usually people get married are more for people who are committed, who are more serious. This is a mistake that I see so many people do. This has happened to people in the world all the time. They get with these people for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. No commitment. And what makes it worse is a lot of time y'all in fornication. Y'all were fornicating. So this person you're with, this guy that you're with, this woman that you're with, not only are you guys waste each other's time and y'all are not serious, but you are both in sin and you both are leading each other to hell. Y'all gotta understand, fornication gonna lead you to pits of hell, gonna lead you to like a fire. Y'all gotta be very careful of these people, because they'll lead you down the wrong path. They will have you going astray. People gotta pay more attention. Everybody want to talk about dating, but they don't want to do it the godly way. They want to do it the world's way, the enemy's way. No. Do it the godly way, because the godly way is going to save you. Stop wasting your time on people who are not serious. Like I said, what the pastor said, the commitment of the uncommitted. You got people to where they're so committed to being uncommitted, it's not even funny. You ask some of these people, hey, when we get married, we've been together for a while, been together for like 6, 7, 8 months, when can we, start the process? When do you think? And they'll be like, oh, I don't know. Oh, I just want to take things slow. Y'all. It don't take that long to know each other. It don't take that long to know if you guys really like each other. It don't take that long to know if you guys are connected. Especially if you got a relationship with God. If you got a relationship with God and that person got a relationship with God and God confirms, because we always want God saying this. And God confirms and says, yes, you guys can marry. Yes, that's your God-ordained wife if you're a man. Yes, that's your God-ordained husband if you're a woman. If God himself can confirm it, then, it don't take that long for y'all to be committed after that. But the enemy, he'll send people your way to try and get you to waste your time and waste your life, especially your young years. And then unfortunately, y'all get with some of these people and they end up doing things to you. That's where you got your discernment point, because we got a lot of people to where they have evil spirits inside of them. And that's where you see so many cases of domestic violence and all these things. Be smart, y'all, because the enemy is destroying a lot of people in these last days. Be smart, be wise. Because you got a lot of people out there who will waste your time.